my first ambition was to do something that you could laugh out about in our time, because we're living in such a dark time and so complex everything. So it's I wanted to myself, I was longing for something that I could laugh at everything. And then also, I mean, all my films and all my projects and also my theater plays has been about freedom in different ways. And for me, this was also a story about how the digitalized world have kind of told us that freedom lives in our iPhones and in our computers. It's like everything should be, you could look up in your computer if you want to be free, and they will tell you how to be free in different ways. And I wanted to do something about that. And I wanted to say something about the now that we're all having ourselves, that with the small freedom we all have as a person in the free world. So that was my ambition. I wanted to say something about that, the digitalized world, and also how we've forgotten sometimes that we could use our reality in our own way. We don't have to do what people say in our iPhones. We can do something else. So that was something I really wanted to tell a story about. So I always start with an idea. I always start with something like, okay, I want to tell something about this. And from that, it could be a feature film, it could be a theater play, it could be a series. So I really didn't know that in the beginning. I started to work with these characters. And then I spent a year actually working out with the characters in the publishing house. And then I thought it would be a feature film. But I didn't have any connections with reality for that feature film. But I still really love the idea, and I love the character more that I was working with it. I really love the characters that I was writing. The material just grew bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So after a while, I had really a lot of material. And then I went for a coffee with the producer Fatima Varos, and she's one of my producers. The other one is Frida Asp. And Fatima asked me, but do you think that could be a series? I got like, no, I don't know. Do you think so? Shall I work for TV? I don't know. I was really skeptical, but then I went home and I was looking at the material and I started to, portion it out. So it will be, and I saw that it really helped the story to be more clear and more precise. And it was a very joyful process because I didn't have to take anything out. I could bring every idea that I had, I could just put it in the series. So because you have so much more space. And that made me really happy. And then we started this process, and I wrote a synopsis for the 8 episodes, and then we brought it into very small, like 3 pages, to be very, very clear and very precise what we wanted to do. And went to Netflix with 3 pages. And yeah, that's nice, let's do it. So I had so much material, but they basically took the decision on 3 pages. Which is kind of unbelievable in this, because everybody knows that when you struggle so much with feature films or series, you had such a long time. Usually you used to have such a long time where it's like you don't know, and you maybe get some money to work on, but you don't know if it's going to work or not. And in this case, it was like I didn't get any money from it. I was working completely by myself for a year. But then when Netflix got like, okay, let's do it, then it was like, poof. And we just had a schedule plan, and we had everything, and we had to work so hard and to make it real. But in the end, I can say that the year that I had for myself was really good, because it made it, the idea was so clear and so steady. So when you start to work so much very, very, very fast and very, very hard, it's so easy. If you don't have the ground, you kind of lose yourself. It can be, if you work very fast, it can be a feeling like, okay, that you're losing your feet on the ground, basically. But I think this year was really important for me as a director also. I worked fast before, as I did when I directed the series. but that was possible because I knew my material so well.